Hello, dear friends. We are glad to welcome you back once again on Alatra TV Middle East. Today, my handsome co host is Dmitry. Hello, Dmitry.
Hello, Anastasia. Glad to be here with you today.
Likewise. Today, we are going to discuss the foundations of the safe and prosperous society and the human values that should be in the priority in such a society.
Our conversation today will be really interesting because today we'll have a look at the creative society from a perspective of an economist and humanitarian activist. So, Anastasia, let's introduce our guest.
With pleasure. It is our honor to have this live conversation today with two beautiful, initiative, and inspiring ladies from Bangladesh. One of them is Tazeen Akhtar, humanitarian activist, peace builder, CEA Interfaith Fellow, Kalinka Country Ambassador, Gender and Community Participation Coordinator. Welcome, Tazeen.
Thank you so much for welcoming me in this beautiful session. And thank you.
Thank you. And also with us today is Nazneen Ahmed, Senior Research Fellow at Bangladesh Institute of Development Studies, Director of the Public Bank Pali Shachai Bank. Welcome, Nazneen, as well.
Thank you so much for inviting me in this discussion. I'm looking forward to a very lively discussion on really our creative society.
Thank you. So, ladies, glad to see you all today. Let's begin. As I see from your jobs, you're doing a lot to make our world a better place. Thank you for that, first of all. So we would like to know a bit more about you. And, everybody has a goal in life, right? So what is your goal, professional and life goal? How do you see the final result of all your actions? Nazneen, what do you think?
Thank you so much. When I because I'm a researcher, I do research on socio-economic issues. So there are some theoretical issues that I do research on, but there are lots of issues that I deal with in my research, includes labor, includes people, gender, poverty, inequality, macroeconomy. So if you ask me my professional goal, I want to keep doing the best possible research that I can. I want to keep learning. And as a person, not only as a professional, as a person, I want to remain as simple as possible, a simple, peaceful, happy person. So I think if you want to give something to the society, to your family, to your profession even, it's very important that you keep your inner peace. So as a human being, as a person, I always try to keep my inner peace, whatever is happening in the outside environment, because I can't expect everything to go right. So if you ask me what is your goal as a human being, I think I want to remain a good researcher for the people, so that my research output can help in whatever way people that who are living backward in the society. So I wish to contribute there as a professional, and at the same time to be to achieve that kind of a professional goal. I want to make myself peaceful, happy, honest to my work, and honest towards me. I think that's what I aspire for life.
That's great. Thank you for your answer. Tazeen, what do you think?
Hi, thank you so much for the nice questions. So as you can already we discussed earlier before this session that I just finished my graduations 2018, and so from the very beginning when I was in high school level, it was my dream to work for the vulnerable community people and especially for the children. So I was always involved in such type of activities. So I want to keep myself involved for the benefit of the vulnerable community. still, and as well as like I'm from Chittagong. This is a very conservative society here in Chittagong, that women are not that much encouraged to go outside and do such type of jobs. And like the entire Bangladesh, Chittagong, I would say Chittagong is especially a region where women face such type of things. So I'm glad that I have such a nice family, and I have such a beautiful sisters in my family. I'm the last one, youngest one. So they always supported me when I, just moved from Chittagong to Cox's Bazar. So they were in my support line. So I want to be an idol for those girls, of course, from all over in Bangladesh, but especially for Chittagonian girls, so that they can follow me and they can also come out from their home and they can also introduce themselves that yes, women can do, and especially the young women. So I want to keep myself as a activist, and especially the humanitarian activist, and I want to keep them, what I should say, like motivate themselves so that they can also come out from their this like prison, so that they can also introduce themselves as the power of unity. And yeah, that's all I want, but I am expecting something a very large amount. But this is, if you concise this, it's something like I want to be someone who can also lead some other girls, especially the young girls. Yeah, so that's my goal and I'm working for this. Thank you.
Amazing goals. Thank you for sharing, Tazin. We have one more guest joined us today, another beautiful lady from Bangladesh. Her name is Tasmia Nahia Ahmed, and she is an advocate of Bangladesh Supreme Court, junior partner at FM Associates, Goodwill Leader, Law and Rights of Global Law Thinkers Society, and also Tasmia runs English daily newspaper in Bangladesh. Welcome to the conversation, Tasmia.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm sorry for being a bit late. Actually, I had some internet issues, so that's why I was late. But hope we can carry on the discussion now.
Perfect. You're right on time.
Thank you so much.
So probably we can ask you the same question, because you missed only like first question. It was basically about your life and professional goal. Share with us.
Okay. So if you ask me about my life and professional goal, as already I've been introduced, like all of you know about my profession, I'm a lawyer from Bangladesh. I advocate for the rights of the people, for the underprivileged people, actually, and that's the place I work in. Because being a lawyer, I feel myself fortunate enough to be able to work for the rights of the people when there is any injustice or anything going on which is not right. I have the scope to work for them. Actually, that's the best part, I would say, and that's make me feel proud of being a lawyer, and of course a women lawyer, which is who is actually focused on working for the people of Bangladesh, not only for the people of Bangladesh, for any group of people whose rights have been violated or who needs any legal assistance, moral assistance. I like to work for them.
Bravo. Thank you for your goals. And I'm glad that all of you join us today. Before we move on, I would like just ask you, Tasmia, if you could put your camera or phone horizontal so the picture will be.
Is that fine now?
Yes.
Is
perfect.
that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now it's perfect. So today we're going to discuss a very important topic. It's a creative society, but some of our viewers probably did not hear about that project. So I will tell you briefly about it. Creative Society is a unique project that has been launched on the platform of ALLATRA International Public Movement. Basically, people from more than 180 countries conduct numerous social surveys, interesting interviews, and live conversations like we have today in order to find out how people envision the society where everyone is happy, where everyone lives prosperously and feels safe, which is really important nowadays, and whether they want to live in such a creative society. And in order to implement the project, We also use a theory of 6 handshakes. Anastasia knows more about that, right?
I know because this is exactly how I came to know about this project. Actually, according to this theory, all people in the world are connected to each other. They know each other through 6 or even less than 6 social connections. And as another bright example that this theory works, we have reached Bangladesh today. So ladies, let's begin our conversation. And our first question is for all of you. In your opinion, what do you think unites all people in the world, despite of the difference in religion, in nationality, in the social status? What do you think we all have in common? Tasmia, let's start from you. What do you think?
Please unmute Tasmia. Tasmia, we can't hear you.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Thank you for giving me the floor. So if I may repeat the question, like what unites people all around the world to form a single world, to form a single community or platform for people all over the world. So the answer, I would like to discuss about a brief background before answering this question, because, you know, as we look around the world, we see endless fear, violence, anxiety everywhere. And that is the thing that actually separates human from one another. So if, despite having different religion, nationality, social status, we have something in common in all of us, which is humanity. That is the most important thing to understand, because that is the thing that can unite all the people. Look, if I give you an example of my country, like, you know, Bangladesh has given shelter to the population from the Rakhine state of Myanmar, and our prime minister have been given the word, or like she is called the mother of humanity. So that's where humanity lies. Like, you don't care who these people are. When someone needs help, you must step forward. And that is the teaching, or that is the learning. If you have that lesson, that can you, and if you spread that learning or teaching, then you can make everyone standing on the same platform, working for each other, speaking up for each other's rights. And if there is any violence, any unequal treatment, irrational behavior towards anyone, the other one should speak up and work accordingly. So that is the main thing that can actually unite the people all over the world, working on spreading the spirit of humanity. That's very important, I think.
Thank you, Tasmia. That's really inspiring. It's a good, powerful beginning, ladies. Nazneen, what do you think?
Yeah, I think Tasmia has given a very good background from where we can start the discussion. To me, if there is only one word we look for that connects us, is peace. I think everyone in this world, whatever is his economic condition and wherever one lives, the single word, the single thing they aspire in life is peace. And this peace, when we see it's only one word, but this is connected to peace in health, peace in economic condition, peace in terms of your mental condition, peace in terms of your environment, peace in terms of your dreams. So everyone has an aspiration for peace. I think that connects people. So it connects people from all over the world, people of different age group, people of different cultural background, religious background. So we all want peace, but at the same time, the path that people follows, as Tasmia was also mentioning, that actually, tear us apart. So if I want peace in life in terms of economic peace, but that to achieve that, if I follow a path that actually hinders the rights of others, so that is not a right way to look to aspire for my peace. So I think this word peace is connecting everyone, but at the same time, the path that is followed by different people to achieve that goal is not really uniting us. So that's why I think we all should, when we are planning for us, whether it's an economic plan or it's a goal of poverty reduction, we all should bear in mind that the path that we follow should be should be such that it reduces inequality and it gives space for everyone so that they can work for their own dream in life, that is to bring peace in their life. So I think we all aspire peace in every sense of peace that we think of, and that unites us, but we have to follow such path to achieve this peace in life that it does not hamper other people's dream about life.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you for your answer, Nazin. It was a very good, valuable point. And Tazin, what do you
Can I
think?
add, yeah,
What
can I
unites?
add with Dr. Nazmin, please? Can I add a single point with this?
Of course. Go
What
ahead.
she just mentioned. Thank you, Ms. Nathan. Actually, this is the thing, the message that which should be spreaded all over the world, because peace is something which is not meant for an individual. It comes when everyone is on equal footing, if justice is being ensured for everyone. And I know it's not easy. It's very easy to speak up, or it's very easy to speak on what peace means, what we need to do. But when it comes actually, when it requires someone to work, it is not that easy. I understand. But when you have the belief or have the spirit to establish peace or ensure equality, ensure justice for everyone, peace automatically comes in. So I would say it's connected to your action, to your spirit, to your belief. So if you really want to spread peace, you have to work on that from your own home, from the people surrounding you.
Absolutely. That's a very good comment. Very good comment, Tazin. And mm, that was that was very valuable comment. And absolutely, whatever we do, whatever action we take, it should not harm everyone, and we have to start from within us. Absolutely right. Azin, share with us, please, your thoughts. What do you think unites us all?
So I would say combine of this peace and humanity, because it's like a line. If like if you remove one part, it's like a human body. If you remove one part, another won't work. So I believe from my side, that is, we have to combine both. If we combine both, then if we just ensure the equality, and like if we respect the diversity, and then we can also ensure the peace. So if we just like within our community, if we exclude some people, and if we talk about peace, and not at the same time, if we just talk about peace, and if we don't care about the humanity, then it really have nothing to mean about. Yeah. So I think we have to combine both of this, and I believe this, that it will bring like, so if we combine this, yeah, so if we combine both of this, then it will make sense, rather not having one hand and we will remove another hand. I mean, all of this, I always believe, if we respect the diversity, and peace will automatically come towards us. And if we ensure the humanity among people, then we can also create a peaceful society at the end. Yeah, because
Thank
they
you,
already
Sadin.
covered most of the things.
Thank you, Sadin. You're absolutely right. It's a great combination of what Nazneen and Tasmia said before, and I would like to add from my point of view, the person should find the peace first of all inside himself. If you don't have this peace inside, you will not find it outside. No matter where you go, how hard you try. So it first of all starts from your inner world. And again,
Dimitri, can I add something
Sure.
that you just
Yes,
said?
doctor.
Yeah, I mean, I always, it's not my words, but it's said by different people, different philosophers. It's like, it says that you have to be happy first to be happy. So you have to find a way to have peace in mind, so that you can be happy. If we I mean, there is no path towards happiness. Actually, happiness leads to many things. So whatever happens, whatever is there, you have to find some way to be happy given the situation. Then it will lead to more happiness. So there is no way to happiness. I mean, happiness is the path to everything.
It's like the way to happiness. Sorry, it's like the way to happiness consists from the each step of happiness.
Yes, so you have to have inner peace all the time.
Beautiful. So let's continue our conversation about creative society. And in order to build such a society, as we started to discuss, it should be based on something. And we had an article that was released on 19th of May 2020 on the website allatraunited.com. The name of the article was The Foundations of the Creative Society and the Stages of its Constructions. There we have 8 foundations. We will see them now on the screen, and I will read them. The first one is a human life, the most important pillar, human life. Human freedom as well, human safety, transparency and openness of information for all, the creative ideology, development of personality, justice and equality, and self-governing society. So these are the steps that we offer for humanity to discuss, and we ask now everyone if these points are really valid in different countries. Do people really accept them? And after that will be the next stage. We will talk to people again how to implement all these points. So today, as you already understood, all our questions will be in regards to this foundation. So I would like to ask Tasmia, according to your activity, as you already said, as we said that you are an advocate, you believe that every human life is precious, and standing up for the rights of people makes someone's life worth living. Is it so?
Of course, that's what I believe, and that's the actually main thing on which I work actually. Because, as I said previously, like I'm a lawyer and I advocate for the rights of people, right, in court. But when do we go to the court? When someone's rights are violated, when someone has been subjected to violence, when some
Maybe some small technical issues with the internet.
Just a moment.
Yeah.
Is
Okay,
it okay now?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, so that's the time we start working for the people. Like I in my law firm there is a wing who actually work. There is actually a team of my colleagues who actually work who actually offer pro bono work. Like for example, when there is a lady who has been subjected to violence by her husband or by any family member, she can come to our chambers and we actually file cases on her behalf and provide them necessary legal assistance. So what the statement says is, like, I believe every life is precious. Of course, everyone is precious. Now, it's not only about female, it's not only about a woman. Every human being is precious. And whenever there is any incident of any violence or any unequal treatment towards that person, we the lawyer actually work for them so that they get what they deserve, because everyone has the right to be happy, to live peacefully with what they have. So in that case, the question was like, what actually takes for making this statement workable? Raising awareness, in educating people, encouraging people to do better works, to spread positivity. These are the most important thing, I believe. Thank you.
Thank you, Tasmia. And I would like also for our viewers to see what is meant in a human life. I will read for you the first foundation. And the human life is the highest value, as you said already. Life of any human has to be protected as one's own. The goal of society is to ensure and guarantee the value of each human's life. There is not and never can there be anything else more valuable than a human's life. If one human is valuable, then all people are valuable. Thank you, Tasmia, again for supporting this idea and positive
Thank you as
attitude.
well.
I agree. It starts all from that.
And I would like to address now the next question to Nazneen. Nazneen, as an economist, you could share your opinion on the seventh foundation of creative society, which is justice and equality. I will read it for you. So, Justice and Equality Foundation. All natural resources belong to humans and are fairly distributed among all people. Monopolization of resources and their irrational use is prohibited. These resources are fairly distributed among the citizens on the entire earth. A human is guaranteed employment or if he or she desires, and pay for the identical position or profession should be the same all over the world. Everyone has the right to private property and income, however, within the limits of the individual's capitalization amount set by the society. So, Nazneen, how important is it to combine the efforts of the specialists to develop such an economic program that every human on the planet would be equally economically protected?
Thank you very much. I mean, this is the fundamental question that the whole world is trying to solve now, because we want to reduce poverty of our generation. At the same time, we want to keep the resources for our future generation. So what you are saying, that when we are planning for today, we also have to take care of our environment. And as we see in this world, that this whole issue of climate change and its impact on the society, you would see that many people in the countries like Bangladesh and others, we are actually facing lots of climate change related problems because of the consumption behavior of the Western society, where they are consuming such products to create them, the environment is polluted more. And at the end, because of this rise of the sea level, because of this rise in the because of this global warming, ultimately the countries like us who do not have that much resources, especially the poor people living in this country, they will be the sufferers. So when we are thinking of poverty reduction, welfare for one country, we also have to think of the whole world. This whole notion about fighting the impacts of climate change is, because to ensure welfare of all countries. And that's why the economic policy of a single country should also think about its impact on the other countries. If you look at the policies in different society where they are degrading the environment, they are having the consumption, overconsumption of things, and those we don't really need. During this COVID, actually, there is a realization. I do a lot of work on the garment sector, the dress, the clothing that we wear. And during this COVID, people have realized that we buy so much clothes, which is not really required. I mean, we could redirect these resources for producing something else that has value to people. So now these days, people are trying to come up with a campaign that to have clothing that are durable, that are comfortable, less degrading to the environment, because we don't need so much. So in this society, at the same time, there is some kind of a dilemma, because when you have more consumption, people say that there will be more production, more employment for people. But at the same time, if you only look at the capitalistic ideas, only to maximize profit, then you are not really benefiting the poor, or sometimes you are actually taking away what could be enjoyed by them. For example, if I am using too much paper, then I need to cut trees more. And then the people who have their livelihood dependent on the trees, they will not have them. So, but then I would say that for my education, for my printing and other things, I need paper. But we really have to think what we are doing. So that's what, as Tasmia was mentioning, that when we are talking about violence, we need awareness. At the same time, when we are talking about this world's the environment, climate change, and the development context, we have to think of we have to raise awareness regarding our environment, our consumption pattern, and everything. And in this regard, I think when you say that we really have to have a system where the profit that is earned by a capital, the owner of a business, that is a part of that is distributed to the poor people. And if you look at the sustainable development goals of this, the UN, then the goal number 17 calls for partnership among different countries, where the countries who are capable should come forward to help the nation who are falling behind. So if that kind of partnership is developed, and we know all other goals have this climate change and other issues included. So if we can have a good partnership among nations in the helping attitude, only that can, have a whole world thinking of people's well-being, all people's well-being. And within our nation, I think our economic policies, like in Bangladesh, just at this moment, several district parts of Bangladesh is underwater. We are having a bad flood after a long time. So this year is we are having this corona impact, and at the same time this flooding. So now it's really required for those who have money to come forward to help people. And it's not only just giving money to the poor people, it's helping them to have their opportunities so that their housing is protected, so that they don't face flooding every year. You really need to build dams in such a way, like in Netherlands. They are controlling flood because they have such a system that they can control the surge of water during flood. But we don't have that system. That's why our poor people every year, when there is flood, they face it and they lose their resources and they have to build everything all over again. So I think here we really need cooperation among countries. Not only within our country, we are trying our best to help the people. But at the same time, I think we need cooperation from other countries so that we can have this kind of a system where, because these poor people in Bangladesh also are citizens of the whole world. They're part of this world. So I think this kind of cooperation for building structures, for building the, infrastructure, for building saving people's life, that is very much necessary. So we have to have our economic plan in that line when we are making plans.
Thank you, Dr. Nazneen. It's really interesting to hear these words. They're really important. And they're so simple, basically. You're not talking in some really high-level language that people don't understand. It's simple, right? Be humans, help each other, let's be friends, and we're all one community. Simple. I believe that people who are watching us, these words, they will touch their hearts, and something will change one day. Okay, thank you one more time. And we have also a question for Tazin. The question will be related to the foundation number 3. It's a human safety. I will read it for you as well. So human safety. No one and nothing in society has the right to create threats to the life and freedom of a human. Every human is guaranteed free provision of essential life necessities, including food, housing, medical care, education, and full social security. Scientific, industrial, and technological activities of the society should be aimed exclusively at improving the quality of human life. Guaranteed economic stability, it means no inflation and crisis, stable and same prices around the world, a single monetary unit, and a fixed minimal taxation or no tax at all. The security of human and society from any kind of threats is ensured by the unified global service that deals with emergency situations. So it's basically like continuation of what Dr. Nazneen and Tasmia said. So now the question will be the following. Nowadays, safety of a person often is guaranteed by weapon, troops, and special forces. And for that, each country spends billions of dollars. So imagine that all the financial and intellectual potential would be used to implement this foundation number three, as I mentioned now, and describe the society after these changes. How would it look like?
I'm sorry, would you mind just repeat the first part because somehow I missed it?
Sure, a lot of
Yeah.
money are spent for such things like weapon and etc. These billions of dollars. So imagine if we spend all this money for foundation number three, for all these points that we say today in our conversation. What would be the society? Describe it. Just imagine it.
Yeah. So at the very beginning, it came into my mind is peaceful society. Yeah, because if you exclude these types of like investment, then if you invest this for example, for the benefit of those children who are deprived from their educations, for those women who wants to build their own like they want to stand in their own level of it. So if we spend some few amounts of this money for them, just to empower them, just to feel them that okay, you can move forward, because sometimes this economical empowerment help us to move forward. For example, as I said, like I'm from that society, from that area where women are not that much encouraged. So earlier when I was student, I was not that much feel like confident to move forward, because yes, definitely I need some economical support. For example, if my family don't give me that support, then I have to think twice, maybe sometimes thrice, and maybe I stop by myself. But right now I can do anything whatever I want, because I receive a very at least minimum amount of salary by which I can spend whatever I want. For example, in Cox's Bazaar, I don't like to disclose this, but yes, I do this. It's personally. So, for example, when I walk around the beach, sometimes there are so many street childs will come towards you and they will ask for food. If we spend this little amount of money for one single child, then that's enough. You did a lot from your side. So you are talking about huge amount of money. If we spend this for the well-being of this humanity, well-being for this human being, well-being for the to ensure the equality among our society, it's enough to make it a peaceful society, I believe. And I can really imagine that beautiful scenario. And as you can see, I'm literally like feeling happy. If someone really do this, that's enough, because individual can do this. If we united and if we do this, that's enough. We don't need anything more. But the fact is, we spend money for ourselves. We don't think about the second person near to our home, maybe from street, maybe from like our neighborhood, or from our like nearest relative. We don't think about them. If we just spend like $1, it means something for them. So yeah, I think if it's like this amount of money, we can change at least a little of our society. And especially for the educational purposes, for I would say like for the Rohingya refugee children, earlier they have the educational support from various INGOs, NGOs, UN agencies, but it's not the very constructed educational structure, because it is informal education. But they are not used to with this educational system, and like they also want to be an engineer, they also want to be a doctor, maybe an advocate, maybe something else. So they have the dream, but because of this lack of funding, it's reducing their chances. And but currently our government, it's very good news that our government informed that they will piloting a small amount of areas where they will actually introduce the formal education. So they also need the funding to implement this, because so if we utilize this money for these vulnerable children as well, that will make sense, and that will give them that opportunity to enrich themselves, learn whatever they want. And also there are so many women in camps, they also want to do something. So for the livelihood program, they also need money, means a lot for them. So if we spend this money for those people, it will make sense for them, and it will help them to move forward, and it will help them to you know make their dream uh, fulfill. So yeah, so that's all I can think right now. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tezin. Thank you for sharing. And we can feel that you're speaking out of your heart. And all of you ladies, you're sharing your thoughts deep from your hearts. And I thank you for that. And based on your answers, we can see that all these foundations are interconnected. And without missing, if we miss one, we can't really build a proper creative society. Now, speaking about the building a creative society, I would like to have address a general question to all three of you. How do you envision, how do you see the creative society? A society where you would be happy, where you, your loved ones, and basically everyone on earth would be living comfortably. Tasmia, let's start from you.
Just switch on the microphone, please. Thank you.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much for the question. Actually, the question is, how do I envision a creative society where everyone can live peacefully and with safety and comfortably? Actually, for that, we need to understand what this specific word means community. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we have to understand the meaning of these words, like living with peace. It's a very I would say it's a hypothetical peace, or someone dreaming of this. That is something, and actually ensuring peace, prosperity, and equality among the people in our society is something else, for which and for the latter one we need a combined effort from not only from the government, from all over the from all people from all walks of life, actually. And every single person has a responsibility towards that. For example, if I start from my own home, the people who are staying with me, everyone has some expectation from another, right? I expect something from my siblings, but I expect something else from my life partner or from my spouse. So meeting up expectations of each other. And in that case, you can't lose your own personality, or you can't change yourself. Be yourself, help others, try to live for yourself first, and then you can live, then you can actually contribute in someone else's life. That's what I believe. So when you are asking about how do I envision a creative society where everyone can live peacefully, I think the most important person here is yourself, because if you can make yourself happy, then you can make others happy. But having said that, I would also say we can't act selfish while making ourselves happy. Our happiness or our peace should be something that is achievable not through harming others, not affecting others adversely. For example, when Rohingya community, people from Rohingya community came to our country, there were certain there were few groups. There were certain people who didn't want them to come or stay in our country, but we had to offer our land for their living. We did that because we believe people all over the world form a single community. Maybe we are different in our nationality, maybe we are from different countries, but they are human beings who need your help. And we shared our land, we shared food, we offered them all the assistance we could, because that's what a human life is meant for, like living for others, but without making yourself uncomfortable. So that is one thing that I think is very important for creating for actually forming a creative society where everyone can live peacefully. And another thing is that elimination of class difference in a society. For example, we are used to, like in Bangladesh, we have helping hands who actually stay with us. Like for example, we have people who actually stay in our home and help us in kitchen, in household works. So when you actually when you have a child and there is one more child staying in your place, and when you differentiate between them, like for example in terms of giving them food or offering something, then you cannot create a world full of peace, or you cannot create a peaceful world. So it starts from your own home. You have to treat people with respect, love, and then hello, you have to treat people with respect, love, and you have to give people the thing that they deserve to the best of your capacity, of course. So in this way, you can actually eliminate inequality, and you can actually live in a place where everyone can live with peace and happiness. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your answer. It's such a deep and thoughtful answer, Tasmia. Thank you so much for sharing. Nazneen, how do you envision the society? The creative.
Well, Tasmia, what Tasmia said, I just endorse what she said. It should start from home. At the same time, I would like to say that it's very important for a creative society that people understand their self-esteem. Say, if I talk about many women in Bangladesh, there are many women who are not that economically empowered, and they face lots of mental and even physical abuse at home. There are women, but because sometimes they don't understand their self-esteem, sometimes they don't even understand that something they are facing should be protested. So for that, it is very important, as what Tasmia was saying, that she is doing. But there are people like her who are supporting these vulnerable people. But there are a lot who do not even come to Tasmia, who will not go to her to seek help, that I need help from you. So because they don't have that self-esteem inside, that I should not face this violence. It is not meant for me. There is a recent movie from India. It's called Thappar. Thappar is like slapping. So in that movie, the actress, she faced one slap from her husband, and she did not tolerate it. The husband apologized, everything, but she actually went for the divorce. Why? The message was that she said that it's the self-esteem that was hurt. And when your self-esteem is hurt, you cannot really be normal again. So if she doesn't fight for that self-esteem, she will always feel that pain inside. And that's why it's better to live alone. So what I'm trying to say, that to build a creative society, we have to have a social system, at the same time state, or the people who are ruling the country. They should give others a system where one can speak for his or her self-esteem. I'm a lady, that's why I'm talking for women, but it's true for many men also. They cannot speak up for what they're facing. What Tasmia was saying, that there are lots of class difference also in terms, so sometimes we face that poor people cannot speak up for what they face, the way we behave with them. So I think to build creative society, we have to have a system where I can fight for my self-esteem. I can easily talk to others regarding what I'm facing. It's not if I go for fighting for my self-esteem, others would come up and say that, you have to tolerate this because you are a woman, or you are poor, or you are from a backward region, or you are living in a Rohingya camp or something. It should not be like that. If wherever I am, I should be able to fight for my self-esteem. And that's why it's very important that men or women, irrespective, all of us should have some economic empowerment. Many women cannot protest what they're facing because they are not economically empowered. They think, what should I do if I am abandoned by my husband? Where should I go? And so that's why it's very important that when we are thinking of the creative society, we think of equal opportunity. I think your base 6, foundation 6 that you mentioned in your creative society, I think, which is called, if I may recall from my note, the development of personality. I think there you have mentioned that everyone should have equal opportunity for education so that they can economically empower them later on. So if we can give equal education and skill opportunity for all people, men, women, rural, urban, everybody, and then if we can build self-esteem inside them, they can fight for themselves. Then they will take care of others' self-esteem in their family, in their society. So it's very important that we work on education and we give some human side in that education. It's not only for economic benefit only. And along with that, if we work for self-esteem inside people so that they care about their self-esteem, at the same time others' self-esteem, that's how we can build a creative society.
Thank you so much, Nazin. And I agree with each and every word. I would actually sign under each and every of your word. Thank you so much for sharing. Tazin, what is your vision of a creative society?
Yeah, I'm just impressed by Tasmia Pass and Naznina Pass dialect. And yeah, I'm adding to this what I see nowadays around us, that is like discriminations, sometimes because of caste system, sometimes because of the religion, sometimes because of gender. So there are so many things. So also my background is law, so easily I use a term that is equity, not equality. It's difficult to ensure equality, but if we can ensure equity, then I think it's more easier for us to move forward to the equality among us. So for that, if we want a peaceful society, I believe we have to ensure that maybe in Bangladesh, for example, majority people are Muslim, but we have to show the respect. We have to give the floor so that other religious people can easily continue, and they can keep their belief in themselves. Because some other for example, some other areas we have seen that because of this religion, hate hate speech comes out, and nowadays this is a very common burning issues, apart from these migration issues and economical and sorry, and also the pandemic issues, that is hate speech. So we spread this speech, and we destroy the peace among us. Because I just tell a sentence that can destroy your entire day, maybe your week, maybe your entire life, because you have your own power. Just only because of one word, only because of one sentences, you can't move forward. You can't think like, okay, I can do this, because this hate speech actually impacted in your life. So if we can ensure equity among in our society, who are deprived from their rights, who are like as Nazlin Appa mentioned, some women who can't actually talk because they don't have the self-esteem. So we can also you know, empower them through like this. We have an example. I should give it this example. So there is a you know, stadium where three people from different heights. So there is one is the tallest one, so you can easily see what is going on inside this, you know, stadium. So there is rest two who have two benches, so he can at least try to see. And the third one who have nothing. So if we and for example, like he is the you know, lower height from the these two persons. So if we provide two benches for that person, he can also easily watch what is going on inside this stadium. So he can also enjoy the you know, this activities, what is going on. So if we empower people, like providing these two benches, and through this we can ensure that they don't have, they are not fighting among themselves. So we can easily ensure that peaceful society, because we already ensured everyone have their equal rights. So if we want to ensure equal rights, we have to always think about that equity. Okay, so I think if we can at least not ensure, if we can at least aware people, if we can keep people thinking about this equity terminologies, so we can easily ensure a peaceful society. And if we give think about this, as they already mentioned, from if I am happy, then I can make others happy. So at the same time, what I believe, if I can make you happy, it makes me feel happy. So it actually differ from person to person. So sometimes it's like, even in our religion, what we have learned, I bring religion, I'm sorry. In our religion, in Islam, it also said like, maybe if you have only one bread, share this to others, with others, that will make you happy, and that will make that person also happy. Something like that also we believe in our religion. So that's what I believe actually personally. And also, if I can see someone is smiling only because of my very small amount of work, or maybe small amount of sharing, maybe small amount of awareness, maybe small amount of like you know, capacity builder, sensitizations, that makes that person feel confident, that make that person feel happy, that's enough for me to ensure a peaceful society. That's enough for me to you know, like to ensure that we are happy from our surroundings, with our surroundings. And it's like a onion ring. If you ensure this in your family, then you can ensure this in your neighborhood. If you ensure in your neighborhood, you can ensure in your region, then maybe in your entire country, then maybe entire world. So definitely we have to start from our side. So that's how we can make a peaceful society. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Tazin. It's really inspiring. I wanted to add from my side, I'm the only man here with you today, and I'm really honored that not you, my guests, that we are all together doing this. What I wanted to share, that I really strongly believe that women should not do that. I always hear from your side, fight, fight, fight. We need to fight. We created the world that women should fight for humanity. That's absurd. Women should bring love to this world, and women should protect you and should make this world so beautiful for you. So you will never have to use word fight for something, for your rights or for some bench or for money. That's nonsense. So I'm really honored to be here with you and that you care so much about our world. I think this is a great beginning of new age. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you
Thank you,
so much.
ladies, for sharing your answers. They're truly inspiring, and I wish a lot of people are seeing our live or our conversation, and because you need to be heard, you need to be seen. And I enjoyed our conversation. It was very deep, very thoughtful. We touched very important aspects of building a creative society. And we have one last question for all three of you, and probably you can just answer in a couple of words. Would you like to live in a creative society? Tasmia.
Yes, of course. Why not? Because to me, a creative society makes the foundation, forms the foundation of a peaceful world, and a peaceful world should be ensured for everyone, not only for women, for also men. And it should not. It's not a gender biased word. We actually, being women, we often talk about women's rights, but I believe we should more speak about human rights, because every human life matters. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Nazneen, would you like to live in such a society?
Yeah, who wouldn't? I mean, why? What do we want in life? Every day when we go to sleep, we just want to sleep peacefully, na? So if we want that, that means I cannot be peaceful if I'm not surrounded by peace. So I think a creative society means that we take care of us, we take care of people around me, we take care of people in the society, we take care of the environment. So if we really, in every way, if we do that, if we try to contribute to every aspect, even saving water in my tap in the kitchen, in when I take shower, so if I can save water there, so I'm contributing. So so we all are part of this world, and if we act on ourselves, if we act on my family, my surrounding, I think we are creating a peaceful society, and that is a creative society. So we all want to live in a creative society, actually.
Amazing. I'm sure we all. Tazin, let us hear from you. Tazin,
Yeah,
would you like to live in a
thank you
creative?
so much. So yeah, same for me. Definitely, I want to be in a peaceful society. So to ensure this, I think if we always wear a smile, even we are sad, that's enough for us to be happy. So yeah, I think we should keep always smiling and make people smile, and that's how we can keep our society peaceful, even in a disaster, even in war, whatever is happening. But keep smiling. Thank you.
Thank you, Tadin. Thank you, everyone, for this beautiful conversation. And if it was as inspiring as it was for me, and by any chance you would like to join the project Creative Society, that's basically very easy. I will tell you now how to do that. You can visit our website, alatraunites.com, where you will find a red button Join. All you need is to fill out a very short and easy form. And if you or your friends want to participate in our live conversation, please send your emails to uae@alatraunites.com. You can also participate in conversation if by any chance or by any reason you cannot go for video conversation. You can go for Alatra Radio or send your ideas of creative society simply to email and write. Everything matters. You can write to info@alatraunites.com.
And also share our broadcast in social network. You can share them with two hashtags. One is Creative Society and another one is Alatra Unites. Leave your comments down below and please join our 6 Handshake initiative, because after all, the more people know about this initiative and about the opportunity to build up the creative society, the faster we can start to implement it, right? So thank you once again for everybody for participating. Thank you everyone who watched this conversation, and we will see you soon on Alatra TV Middle East. Have a good day, everyone.
Thank you.